Hi, I'm Danny with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at and I'm going to show you how to install the CURT wiring harness on our 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep Grand Cherokee is capable of towing quite a lot, so if you're planning on doing that, you're definitely going to need some wiring so you can make everything safe and legal when you're on the road by utilizing your turn signals and brake signals. This wiring harness has a power module that connects directly to the battery, so you're not going to have to worry about any overloads in your vehicle's existing wire harness. Now, this is good because you can just plug this directly into your trailer and you're not going to have to worry about damaging anything when you install this into your Cherokee. If you decide to install wiring in your Jeep Grand Cherokee, then please let us know how the install went in a review or comment. And send us in a picture of your setup. We'd love to see what you're towing with your vehicle. Now, as far as the install goes, it is pretty straightforward. It has custom connectors for your taillights, but you will have to remove the entire fascia. So if that's not something you're wanting to do, then please feel free to check out our dealer locator. We can find a professional in your area to get this done for you. But without further ado, follow along and I'll show you how to get this installed. Now, we will have to remove the entire fascia, so I taped around all the seams that we're going to be working with just so it doesn't get damaged. Now, everything we do to one side we will be doing to the other, and I'm going to start here in the wheel well. I got an 8mm socket and I'm going to remove some of these screws. Going to be 4 total, and I'll get these set to the side. I'll now go ahead and get this fender trim piece removed, and I'm just going to apply light pressure, pull this out, and it should release those clips here. I'm just going to work my way along, and I got a trim panel tool and I can stick it in there and more easily get this separated. Some of these white clips are still stuck in there. There's no need to worry, you can pry those out and put them back in, they just slide right in. But now I'm going to peel this away and stick some shop towels in here just so I can get to this bolt right there. I got a 10mm socket and I'm going to go ahead and get this removed. Next, we'll remove the taillights here, and it's going to be this plastic trim piece, and you should be able to just get this removed. There's just clips in here. Just pull that straight out. There's just 2 clips going right into there. And I got a T30 Torx bit, and I'll remove this screw. We want to pull the light directly out because it has 2 fasteners going in this direction, so I'll just apply some pressure and get this removed. I got a trim panel tool for the back. Just going to very carefully apply pressure and I'll unplug it. I'll just pull back on the red tab, push down, and then I'll get this set to the side. A little lower on the bumper here, it's going to be a rubber cover. I'm going to carefully take this off, and then I'll take a 10mm socket and get this removed. Up under the vehicle now, I'm going to take my 10mm socket, and there's going to be 4 bolts, 2 on each side, and I'll get all these removed. We are ready to remove our fascia, and before I grab somebody for an extra hand to take this off, I'm going to actually start in the wheel well liner area and get this pulled away. It should just unclip, and then up here, as you can see, there's clips along the sides. I'm just going to pull up on it, pull it out just a bit. You may need a trim panel tool just to help you. Just get that up, and I'll do this on both sides. I got Scott helping me over on the other side, and we're just going to work our way in the middle. Now, the center section was extremely hard to get out. What we had to do is we put a trim panel tool in here and lift it up on this lip here to get these clips to release. Now, there's going to be 2 plugs on either side, and you just want to lift down on that gray tab. Push down on that tab and pull it right out. And as you can see, we did throw the hitch on as well. Best time to do the wiring and hitches together because the fascia comes off for both. But now I got the wiring harness here and we'll go ahead and get this ran. On the passenger side and on our harness, there's going to be a green wire, and those are the plugs I'm going to route up through to our taillight housing. And I'm going to get one of these plugged in. And this will plug into our taillight. But for now, I'm just going to set these up here. They give you some double-sided sticky tape, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on one side of our control box here. And I'm going to stick this where we're going to mount it, which is going to be right around this area. I'll get a self-tapper in the top, just so over time this doesn't come loose. We want to get this grounded to the vehicle, so I got another self-tapper, and I'm just going to go next to our control box. Route the yellow wire over to the driver's side, as well as the 4-pole connections to the middle of the hitch. I stopped the 4-pole right here, so this could be attached to the hitch. And then the yellow wire continues on all the way up into where our light was. Now I'll go ahead and get this plugged in the same way. Back over on the passenger side, there's going to be a black wire that's coming out of your control box, and this is going to be the power wire. So I'm going to crimp a heat shrink butt connector on the end of this. Now your kit won't come with a heat shrink connector, but it is a good idea to use these just because it prevents water from getting in there and corroding your wires. Your kit will come with a length of black wire, and this is going to be the one we will run to the battery. I'm going to strip this away and get this connected. Just want to take a heat source and get this shrunk down. I routed this power wire into the carpet of the wheel well liner and zip tied it up above your suspension here. And I followed along and zip tied it to an existing wire harness right by the gas tank. And I fished it all the way through this underbody felt panel, zip tied it to this harness, and from here I ran it under the heat shield all the way up to our engine bay. Right here is where I came up into the engine bay. I just used a piece of airline tubing, or if you have a different wire fish laying around, you can use that, but I poked this down, taped it on, and pulled it all the way through. And that's going to come in this section, and I went ahead and routed it right where these other wires are into where our battery's at. You can really route this a lot of different ways, but just make sure you don't route it near anything hot or moving. But now that we got that routed, we can take our cover off our battery, get this set to the side. Got a 13mm socket, and I'll use that to loosen this up. Your kit comes with an inline fuse, and this is what we're going to attach to the battery. I'll go ahead and get one side stripped and put our eyelid on. Get this crimped down. Get this tightened back down. I routed our power wire behind the battery, and we'll go ahead and get this butt connector crimped on. And then we'll crimp our inline fuse on the other side, and we'll apply some heat. With all of our connections made, we can throw our fuse into our fuse holder and then test everything. Now we got our tester plugged into our 4-pole connector. If you're doing this at home, you can just plug it into your trailer. But now I'll go through my signals. We got right turn, left turn, brake signal, and running lights. Once everything's working properly, we can now put the fascia back on the same way we took it off. And that was a look at the CURT wiring harness on our 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee.